CBS News legal analyst Jonathan Turley is with us. He testified at Barr's confirmation hearing in January and has known him for years. Jonathan, good morning.
Thank you.
Let's address this central question. Why would the Attorney General of the United States hold a press conference before either lawmakers or the press or the public has seen the report?
Well, I think from Bill Barr's perspective, he views this as trying to explain the process. He's taken a lot of hits over the last couple weeks about the redaction process. And I think he understands that the product is only going to be as relied upon or viewed favorably as you do the process itself. And I think he's going to try to explain that. But look, there's going to be so much spin in the city, it's going to take the earth off its rotational axis. I mean, I think it is par for the course today that people are going to read into this.
Let's try and ignore the circus and focus on the substance, right? The first thing you're going to be looking for is what it says about obstruction, right?
Right. You know, it's a 400-page report. It's going to be the stylistic rage of a color-coded report for legal analysts, which frankly is quite helpful. But I'm going to turn to the second half on obstruction. And specifically, I'm going to be looking for anything referencing Don McGahn. The White House counsel gave 3 interviews for over 30 hours. That is an eternity for a sitting White House counsel. He was also present at many of the critical moments. Some news reports suggest that he may have stopped the president from firing critical players. That does go to obstruction. So the obstruction section of this report is likely to have the meat of what we're looking for as opposed to collusion.
And we'll also have answers from the president, presumably, as a part of the investigation. Jonathan, give us your standard here for how to evaluate this material, because there's the question of whether you can indict a president or prosecute him outside of the political process, and then there's impeachment. So how should we measure what we're reading in this report?
Well, we're going to be looking for different types of information, right? Obviously, the most obvious is we're going to look for indictable conduct. The Department of Justice has indicated that it doesn't see that conduct. We'll be looking for impeachable conduct, because obviously Congress can act on evidence that might fall short of a crime and still impeach someone. And then I expect you're going to find a lot of contemptible conduct, conduct that is not criminal but may shock the conscience. What you're not likely to find is a lot of commendable conduct, right? This is the type of report that's likely to be quite damaging to the president.
You know, the Democrats are calling for him, Mr. Barr, to not have this news conference. You know him. Does it make sense to you? Their concern is that he's going to paint a narrative that's very favorable to the president before anybody gets to see the report. You know him. Do you think this is how he operates?
I don't. I think that Bill Barr is viewing this as a way of laying out for people, this is what you're going to get. This is the report. This is how it was produced. These are the people who redacted. He didn't redact this report. He had a team of people. No, he had a team of people. And Rod Rosenstein, the Deputy Attorney General, was involved. Robert Mueller was involved. And he's going to lay out how these things were done so the American people understand what they're about to see and how it came about.
And is it even realistic to see it with no redactions?
No, there's no, when people say they want the full unredacted report, that is not going to happen. Rule 60 information or grand jury information cannot be released publicly. And just last week, the D.C. Circuit made it an even tougher standard for judges to release this information.
All right, Jonathan Turley, thank you. We want to let everybody know that when the Attorney General holds his news conference, CBS News will bring it to you in a special report. Now, it is scheduled to begin at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 8:30 Central, and we will be back with more on that.